Pain is not a dead end. It's not a cruel twist of fate designed to break you. What if I told you that every scar you carry, every sleepless night, every moment you felt like giving up, none of it was wasted? Because your pain isn't tragedy. It's the blueprint of a legend. It's the fire that forges warriors from the ashes. It's the silent architect of strength, resilience, and greatness. Today on Twist Mind, we're diving deep into how suffering doesn't destroy you, it builds you. How your darkest moments are not your downfall, but the very foundation of your rise. If you want to turn your struggle into power and your pain into purpose, stay with me. And please, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Twist Mind, because your legend is just beginning. There's a certain moment that doesn't come with warning signs. It doesn't shout, doesn't crash like thunder. No, it creeps in slowly like a thick fog. You don't even realize you're inside it until you feel everything around you collapsing. Your dreams feel distant. Your chest feels heavy. The people you once leaned on are suddenly ghosts. The silence gets louder. That's the moment you break. And it feels like the end, like a cruel joke. You ask yourself, why now? Why me? But you see, that moment isn't the end. It's the beginning of a version of you that no one has met before, not even yourself. When everything falls apart, the world expects you to collapse with it. And for a while, maybe you do. Maybe you lie there, staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., heart racing with thoughts you can't control. Maybe you cry into your pillow because nobody sees you. Maybe you scream into silence because your soul needs to be heard. That pain, that intensity, it isn't useless. It isn't weakness. It's the starting point of power. Because in that deep, raw, aching stillness, something ancient awakens. Something primal. You, the real you. Not the version that was shaped by society's lies or others' opinions. Not the mask you wear to survive, but the version born out of fire. The version that's unfiltered, untamed, and unafraid. That version doesn't emerge in comfort. That version is forged in chaos. You see, when the world walks away, you meet yourself. When the noise dies, you hear your true voice. And that voice doesn't say, I'm broken. It whispers something far more powerful. I'm building. And that's the truth. Every time you feel like breaking, you're actually being built. Brick by brick, scar by scar, fall by fall. But building doesn't feel beautiful. It feels like agony. It feels like dragging yourself forward while your heart bleeds. It feels like getting up with trembling hands and knees that don't want to move. But you do it anyway. That moment, that slow, brutal climb, is when you earn your legend. People admire strength, but they never understand where it's born. They think it's in talent, or luck, or timing. No. Real strength is born when you've been crushed, but still refuse to quit. It's born when nobody believes in you, but you believe in yourself anyway. It's born when every part of you wants to give up, but you keep breathing, keep moving, keep rising. That moment when you feel like you're breaking, remember, it's not breaking, it's transformation. That pain is your architect. That suffering is your sculptor. That silence is your forge. Every second of it is molding you, pressing you into something sharper, something smarter, something unbreakable. You are not lost. You are not finished. You are in the middle of construction. And when you're done, the world won't recognize you. They'll ask, how did you survive that? And you'll smile. not because it didn't hurt, but because you built yourself from the rubble. Most people run from pain like it's a monster hiding under the bed, some terrifying force out to break them. They flinch at the first sign of discomfort. They retreat when life gets heavy. They curse the weight they're asked to carry. But here's the truth nobody ever told them. Pain isn't a curse. It's a craftsman. It doesn't show up to ruin you. It shows up to remake you. Pain has no gentle hands. It doesn't knock politely or whisper sweet words. It's rough. It's direct. It chisels with no mercy. It tears down what's weak, exposes what's fake, and pulls apart what can't hold up under pressure. And for most, that feels like torture. But for you, that's transformation. Because every time pain grips you, it's asking just one question: how bad do you want to grow? Think of the strongest metal. It's not found shining in the ground. It's raw, dirty, impure. It has to go through fire, hammer, and pressure before it becomes anything useful. You're no different. You can't expect to shine without first being shattered and shaped. Pain doesn't show up to punish. It shows up to purify, to burn away everything that doesn't belong. Every fear, every lie you believed about yourself, every insecurity that was stitched into your skin by people who didn't believe in you. And yes, it hurts. Growth always does. You'll feel lost. You'll feel like life has picked you out just to destroy you. But what if you're not being destroyed? What if you're being refined? What if all this agony isn't chaos, but construction? What if every single heartbreak, betrayal, failure, and fall is part of a bigger plan to forge you into a version of yourself so strong, even your past won't recognize you? The people who avoid pain, they stay the same, safe, small, sheltered. But those who embrace pain, who walk into it eyes open and fists clenched, they don't stay the same. They come out sharper. They come out with a blueprint of who they really are. Not the version the world created, but the one they were always meant to become. Pain gives you tools that comfort never could. It teaches resilience. It forces focus. It cuts through distractions and makes your purpose clearer than ever. When everything hurts, your vision narrows, and what's left is what matters most. That's a gift, not a punishment. A gift only pain can give. So the next time you feel like life is too heavy, that your chest is caving in, that you're drowning in sorrow and can't breathe, remember, this isn't destruction. This is creation. You are not falling apart. You are falling into place. Let pain do its job. Let it carve you. Let it sharpen you. Because when it's done, you won't just be stronger. You'll be legendary when you're in the middle of the storm, struggling just to breathe. It feels like life is trying to drown you. Your body's exhausted. Your heart feels like it's bleeding out, and your mind won't stop screaming. And in those moments, it's so easy to think, this is weakness, this is punishment. But here's the truth that flips everything. Your struggle is your superpower. It's not something to hide. It's the core of what makes you unstoppable. Look closely at every person who's ever made an impact, shaken the world, or shattered expectations. Behind every one of them is a brutal fight. Rejection, betrayal, isolation, failure after failure. But instead of breaking under it, they turned it into fuel. That's what makes them different. Not talent, not luck, but the ability to take struggle and turn it into strength. You might not see it yet, but your darkest days are shaping you in ways that comfort never could. Every tear, every loss, every time you got up after falling, that's the training ground. It's building muscles you can't see yet. It's crafting mental toughness. It's turning you into someone who doesn't just survive, but dominates. And while others wish for easy lives, for smooth roads and shortcuts, you're out here collecting scars. Real scars. Scars that come from fighting for something. And those scars, they're not ugly. They're proof. Proof that you showed up to the fight. Proof that you didn't run. Proof that even when it hurt, you stayed in the ring. The world tells you to hide your pain, to mask your flaws, to fake a smile and act like it's all fine. But legends, they don't fake. They don't hide. They wear their struggle with pride because they earned it. It's part of their identity. It's not their shame. It's their story. You are not defined by what broke you. You're defined by how you responded. That's your edge. That's the thing no one can copy. Because nobody else lived your pain. Nobody else climbed out of your darkness. That story, that grit, that comeback, that's yours alone. And it gives you something rare, depth. Depth in your voice when you speak. Depth in your actions. Depth in your drive. Because you're not motivated by approval or applause. You're motivated by what you've survived. And that kind of fire, it can't be faked. It can't be bought. It only comes from real struggle. So the next time life hits you hard, don't say, "Why me?" Say, "Good, now I'm stronger." Because your struggle is not your downfall. It's your origin story. And every superhero, every legend, every force of nature was once just a broken soul who refused to quit. Just like you. Nobody claps for you when you're suffering in silence. No cameras flash when you're crying behind closed doors. The world doesn't stop spinning when your heart is shattering. In fact, everything keeps moving, as if your pain doesn't even exist. But here's what they'll never understand. This silence is sacred, because this is where legends are born. It's in the quiet when no one is watching that the blueprint is drawn. Not with fancy tools or perfect conditions, but with raw hands and bloody knuckles. When your world is crashing, when your back is against the wall, and when you realize there's no one coming to save you, that's the moment your story begins. And nobody will see it. They won't see the nights you stayed awake, battling demons in your mind. They won't see the days you forced yourself to stand when your soul wanted to stay on the floor. They won't hear your silent screams or count your invisible tears. But that's what makes it powerful. Because you don't need an audience to build greatness. You don't need applause to rise. You don't need validation to grow into something unshakable. Silence gives you space to hear your own voice. Your real voice, the one not shaped by fear or influenced by noise. And that voice, it doesn't whisper defeat, it whispers destiny. You begin to realize that silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. It's where your resilience sharpens. It's where your thoughts become weapons. It's where the blueprint of your new self forms, line by line, edge by edge. While others chase noise, you embrace solitude. Because that's where the real transformation happens. People talk too much. They post, they pretend, they perform. But the real ones, the dangerous ones, they stay silent while they build. They speak through results, not words. And that's exactly what you're doing. Every day you rise without a word. Every step you take when nobody believes in you. Every sacrifice you make in isolation. It's all being carved into your story. And someday, when the world finally sees who you've become, they'll call it overnight success. They'll say you were lucky. They'll say you were chosen. but you'll know the truth. You were crafted in silence. The pain, that was your blueprint. The silence, that was your builder. The struggle, that was your spark. So if you're sitting in the dark right now, if the silence feels heavy, if it feels like no one sees you, good. That means you're in the forge. That means you're becoming something they won't be ready for, something unforgettable. Silence isn't your weakness, it's your workshop. Let them talk, let them sleep, let them doubt. You've got plans that don't require noise. Because legends, they don't announce their arrival. They build quietly, and when the time is right, they roar. People look at scars and often see brokenness or weakness. They see a story of pain and loss, and think that the scar marks a wound that should have healed quietly, out of sight. But you see something different. You see power. You see proof. Every scar you carry is not a sign that you were defeated. It's a signature that you fought. It's a mark of survival, a badge of honor, etched into your skin by the battles you refuse to lose. Each line, each faded mark, tells a story only you can tell. A story of resilience, courage, and an unbreakable spirit. While others chase perfection, you carry authenticity. Because perfection is an illusion, but scars are real. They are the roadmap of your journey, the proof that you faced the fire and came out alive. You don't hide them. You don't cover them up to fit a mold that society wants you to. Instead, you wear them proudly because they are proof you lived, that you dared to stand up again every time you fell. Every scar reminds you of a moment you were tested and you chose to stay. It reminds you that you are still here, still fighting, still building. Scars are your story written on your body. They whisper to the world, I survived. They scream in silence, I am a warrior. And a warrior's strength isn't measured by the absence of wounds, but by the presence of scars. These scars make you real. They make you powerful. They make you a legend in the making. So don't be ashamed of your scars. Don't let anyone tell you they are ugly or weak. They are your truth. They are the blueprint etched into your skin that maps out the incredible person you are becoming. You have been through hell and back, and every scar you bear is proof you are unbreakable. You weren't crafted gently on a calm day, shaped carefully like a fragile statue. You were forged, hammered, beaten, and tempered in fires no one else could survive. Like the strongest steel that takes its strength from the heat of the furnace and the blows of the hammer, you gained your power through pressure and pain. Every challenge pushed you further into becoming the person you are today. You weren't designed to be fragile or delicate. You were created to endure the worst and still stand tall. The world might see only the surface, calm, controlled, unshakable. But beneath that surface lies a story of endurance, of nights spent fighting inner battles, of moments when quitting seemed easier than going on. But you didn't quit. You kept going, even when every step felt like walking through fire. That's the mark of a person forged, not made. You learned how to bend without breaking, how to be flexible yet unyielding. You became unbreakable because you have been through the forge. You have survived storms that would have swallowed others whole. Your spirit has been tempered by struggle, and your will strengthened by every obstacle. Being forged means you are more than just strong. You are unbreakable. You carry within you the power that only those who've been through the fire can claim. So when life tries to test you again, remember, you're not fragile. You're not made by chance or luck. You are forged by fire, shaped by struggle, and destined to rise above everything. You are a weapon shaped for greatness. You are the storm others fear, and you are ready. Remember, you were never broken. You were being built. Your pain is not a tragedy. It's the blueprint of a legend. Every struggle, every scar, every silent battle has shaped you into someone unstoppable. Keep rising, keep fighting, and never forget. Your story is far from over.